Hey, this is Montel Williams, and you're watching Bring the Pain Sports. Whew.
Hey, folks, and welcome back. My man Montel Williams, met him down in Phoenix at the Super Bowl. Coolest cat you ever want to meet, man. They talked to us like he'd been knowing us for years. But as you know, here at BTP Sports, we appreciate you guys and your fanship. We realize there's no you without us. So if you're not following us on social media, make sure you do so. We're on Facebook at BTP Sports Talk. We're on Twitter at BTP Sports. We're on Instagram, or the gram, as Jolivet like to call it, BTP_sports. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube station, make sure you do so. It's Bring the Pain Sports. We see you guys watching the videos. The subscriptions help us out way more than you'll ever know. So, back with Jolivet, and we're talking about some college football. We're talking specifically, y'all know I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but, you know, it's something bad. So, of course, I'll spend a little bit more time on it. That school in Ohio. We left off talking about Braxton Miller moving the H-back, and we both agreed that it's a good move for him, because I feel like at minimum he was going to be the number 2 quarterback, because he wasn't going to come back and beat out JT and Cardale.
No.
As a matter of fact, it's still kind of a controversy between JT and Cardale. You're Urban Meyer, right? Mm-hmm. Who's your starter?
Cardale.
Why is that?
Because he took us to the chip, and not only that, but his mechanics, man. The dude has a cannon for an arm, and you don't want to get a guy that has grew the confidence and got you the championship ring, and then take that from him and be like, okay, we appreciate your service.
Good looking out, but
good
back to
looking
the bench, Bubba.
Yeah, but hey, look, I already know JT and Braxton, they coming right on back. Hey, go in and give me some water, boy. You don't want to do that to him, because then you're going to kill him, and then you kill the program, because now he's going to be like, and just keeping it honest. I got you a ring, and you're going to put me on the bench? Transfer me. Get me out of here. I'm going somewhere where I can play right now.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate. And I'm not really playing devil's advocate, because this is really how I feel about it. I agree. Mm-hmm. I think Cardale is probably the better quarterback of the two between him and JT Barrett. I mean, guy's 6'5", 250-some pounds.
Freight train.
He
ran over Landon Collins.
Yeah, and like you said, he's got a rocket for a right arm. Right. I mean, for a sophomore he was last year. Good decision maker, smart with the ball. Mm-hmm. Who knew he was that good? But here's the devil's advocate part. I've never been one to take a man's job because he got injured. Now, JT Barrett was balling. They only lost that one game to Virginia Tech, who they opened up with this year. And he was actually in the Heisman discussion before he got injured.
Right.
So you talk about killing somebody's spirit. Mm-hmm. If you start Cardale Jones, I think JT's spirit is the one that's crushed. What do you think about that?
You know what? In the situation, Urban Meyer has a great situation. You have 3 quarterbacks, coin toss. Then at the same time, it can also hurt you, because he can be like, you know what? He's starting. I'm out of here. I know I can go play somewhere else. Coach has already seen what I've done before.
Well, it's too late to do that now, though.
Yeah, it's too late to do it now. However, they would still do it. But that's the whole thing I'm surprised about. No one transferred. For sure, because they ran through all 3 quarterbacks, and no one transferred.
Remember, the rumor was Braxton Miller was supposed to go to Florida State and take over for Jameis Winston. I actually believed it. Then I heard Notre Dame, because Golston. Yeah. But, he stayed, and he said, I'll just play H-back. Now, speaking of that school in Ohio, they got some problems. They're got 4 key players are going to miss the first game at Virginia Tech due to, and this is the funny part, they said it's due to either marijuana or academics. They didn't say which players were suspended for which violations. Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about who they are. Joey Bosa, who's Mr., we met him down at the Lombardi. He was the runner-up for the Lombardi behind Scooby Wright. The man. The man. I mean, Big Ten, reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, All-American, all-everything. I was talking to my boy Bull Walker on Facebook, who's a big Ohio fan, and he's like, oh, it's not going to matter. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you're going to miss the best player in the Big Ten Conference, and you're not going to fit. I'm not saying what's the name? Virginia Tech is going to win the game. Shut up, Rich. I heard that. It ain't that soundproof. No, I hear him through the headphones on the camera.
Oh, okay.
Virginia Tech was the only team that beat them last year,
Right.
and that was at the Horseshoe. Now they're going to Virginia Tech, and they're missing Joey Bosa, and they're going to be missing H-backs, as a matter of fact, Jalen Marshall and Dontre Wilson, both integral parts of their offense from last year.
Right.
And that means Braxton Miller is going to get some shine at H-back, and wide receiver Corey Smith. So 3 key offensive players and your best player on defense.
Out.
So what do you think about that?
Now you have to think about, you know what are we going to do? But knowing Urban Meyer, he's not going to panic.
No.
Because he won championships at Florida with a whole bunch of injuries. He won it last year with people being out, key players being out. You think he's going to panic about suspensions? He knows he's getting them back. You know what? He's sitting back there chilling. Hey, look, this one less week that y'all not going to get injured. So keep your body fresh. Y'all be back. Stay up to speed. And, yeah, y'all going to run this stuff in the morning, whatever, or whatever punishment they're going to have, drills or whatever they do now in college besides the suspensions. However, defensively, I would worry because Joey Bosa is one of those guys that takes up 2 offensive linemen every time he puts his hand down in the 3-point stands. So now you're talking about that you have to run away from a guy. Now you're talking about, okay, well, we're going to utilize this guy. Now you free up offensive linemen to be one-on-one with defensive linemen.
Right.
And you still get a guy to get to the second level and get a hat on a linebacker and be able to make moves. Whereas Joey Bosa would take up 2 of those guys and still
And sometimes you have to chip him.
Yeah, chip him.
In the backfield because he was so
dominant.
The last play of the game in that Rose Bowl when they beat Michigan State, when he got that sack, I watched this guy push over the guard and the tackle and then push the running back into the quarterback to make the sack to win the game. I was like, man, this guy is a freak.
I don't want to say it like this but you have to say that's some freakish stuff that somebody here in Houston kind of does.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it because I'm not a fan.
Well, we know.
So,
we know.
But that's just some freakish stuff that somebody here in Houston does. So it's just.
But he wasn't doing it when he was 19 years old.
Yeah, he wasn't. We didn't find that out until he was here. But
here we go.
Don't tell me I'm gonna get a chair shot.
Here
it is.
Go. Y'all know a show would not be complete
unless he comes up here and throws up.
I got water toast.
You said he got water toast?
Stop it.
But what's the matter, Rich? No, we can't put that on. We can't put that on the air.
Don't do that one.
But that was still funny. So Ohio still wins the game at Virginia Tech. Maybe not by the 50 they were going to win it. No?
We all know that there are 3 factions to a game. Mm-hmm. Offense, defense, and special teams. Mm-hmm. Who has been one of the best special teams?
Virginia Tech has blocked more punts and kicks than...
And returned more kicks and punts. And kickoff returns, than any other school, and I believe in the past 20-some-odd years or more.
Virginia
So
Tech?
you're talking about Beamer ball is going to be playing a factor because they pride themselves on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, look, every coach is always like, you must win 2 sides of the game. If you win 2 out of 3, you win the game.
Right.
If we lose the offense, as long as we win the defense and win special teams, we win.
The game, right.
So they pride themselves on winning the special teams because a lot of people, they don't practice it as much as they do.
True.
So they're special team addicts at Virginia Tech.
And they're at home.
Yes.
And a lot of special teams is adrenaline, and you have more adrenaline at home. It's just, especially college ball. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. You cannot. I'll take college football over pro football any day. The atmosphere at college football you can't beat.
Totally different.
I mean, it's just it's a different level. Even at mid majors like U of H, you can see the difference in the atmosphere from college to the pros.
Stuff, they don't waver.
No,
they don't waver.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, so Ohio still wins the game. Or upset, first week of the season.
I'm going to say Ohio State still wins, but it's not going to be like what it should be.
Right.
They're not going to score any major points and go up and separate themselves from everybody else because of week 1. It's not going to be that way. And you also have to think about it. Everybody's still fresh. Everybody's still figuring out what they're going to do.
Right.
So this game could go any way. Either way, no team has a true identity until about week 3 or 4.
I'd say when you get into your league, when you get into your conference
Mm-hmm.
schedule, is when you've pretty much defined who you are.
Right. Which is like 3 or 4.
Yeah, yeah. Now, and that's their only tough game. I mean, they got cupcakes pretty much, and I'm gonna look it up because we got time. And I can't remember exactly. I remember looking at their schedule and saying, man, all they got to do is beat Virginia Tech without these guys, and they should walk
They should.
into the Big Ten season.
Right.
Let's see who they got.
It got. I mean, of course, you know you got your regular Big Ten stuff, but
Okay. After Virginia Tech, they got Hawaii.
when are they traveling to
No,
Hawaii?
coming in Ohio. They don't leave home again.
They don't leave home.
They got Hawaii coming in, and then they got Northern Illinois coming in, and then they got Western Michigan coming in, and then they kick off at Indiana in the Big Ten schedule. So
That's a patty cake.
they're not beating anybody. They're not playing anybody
Let me
else.
see. Let me make sure you.
They're not playing nobody else.
Okay, if they win this, they get win.
They're gonna lose that last game. I can tell you that right now.
Penn State. Watch out for Penn State.
Yeah,
out
sleeper,
Penn State.
sleeper,
Sleeper
sleeper.
game. Gotta
And
watch that.
and Michigan State. Do they play Michigan State this year? Yeah. Michigan State's
State,
number
Penn
5.
State, and Michigan.
Number 6, I mean. So that's gonna be a tough game. So, do they run the table?
If they beat, they're starting off on hell of a momentum. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I say yes.
Now you told me that if you're Urban Meyer, you start Cardale Jones. But who do you think he's gonna start? That was your opinion.
That's my.
Who's he gonna start? Knowing him,
He's gonna start Cardale Jones.
think so? And you'd agree with that?
I'd agree with that. And I'm just gonna be real honest with you. We know college football, and you know other networks won't say this, but the politics side of it, your donors,
That's who makes the decision.
that's who makes
ultimately.
the decision ultimately. If you want to keep your job and you want to make that good $5+ million a year, you start Cardale Jones.
And he's a story. He's a story because remember they were actually talking about him coming out because he was a redshirt sophomore last year, so he could have come out
Yeah.
and gotten to the draft. And he was like, I started 4 games, the Big Ten championship, 3 games, the Big Ten championship, the Bama game, and then the national championship game.
Right.
And he was like, okay, I started 3 games, I ain't ready for all that.
Right.
You know.
He's your good PR.
Right. And he's a kid
He
from.
gets you viewers.
And he's from the hood in Cleveland. He's come from a bad situation in the rough side of Cleveland, and now he's won a
he's the
national
first
championship and all
squeaky
that.
clean Ohio State football player in 20 years.
There is no such thing as a squeaky clean Ohio football player.
At least he looks the part right now.
Right now, right?
He hasn't sold his jersey.
We don't know that.
He ain't got no tattoos.
We don't know that. Oh, he got tattoos.
He didn't exchange stuff for tattoos.
We don't know that. I wasn't there holding the light. He
No
might have.
NCAA violations that we can see of right now.
I think he's a good kid. But anyway, I had to report that because that was, bad news for them. So, we're not going to spend. That's the most press they're ever going to get on this show because it was bad news, not in mind talking about it. Yeah, really.
Really?
Yeah. So I tell you what, we still got a lot more football to talk about, but that wraps up the college portion of this segment. When we get back, we're going to be talking about the big boys. We're going to jump off into the NFL, talk a little bit about the Texans who started training camp today. Be right back after this break.